What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today we're going to be going over some White Fox tips and tricks. Currently I'm in the top 250 for White Fox. Hopefully going to be higher, but right now that's where I am at. First off, I want to start with her healing. So her healing is obviously very bounceable. That's kind of how they show it in the trailer, is them just kind of aiming to the right and bouncing off the ground. That's the way I normally like to heal people using White Fox. It's the easiest for me. Though if the team is entirely grouped up or the enemies are all grouped up, I'll aim center mass. You do more healing when you aim center mass. I believe it's 55 and it's 40 when you bounce. Same with damage. You'll do less damage if you bounce them off the ground, but if you hit dead on, you'll do more damage. Next thing is going to be her right click. Her right click is her Spectral Surge. This is going to give you that invulnerability and that charm on the enemy. I personally like to use this ability pretty much off cooldown. If I can hit one or more of my teammate or one or more of the enemy, that's what I prefer to do, just because you get so much value off using this ability. And you can cancel a lot of ults with this ability as well. Because I'm using it on cooldown all the time, I'll very often stop an ultimate by accident, just because the enemy, was preparing an ult and I just shot it in, off cooldown. Next thing I want to talk about is her E ability, which is going to be her Fox Form Awakening. As you guys can see, this is going to give you her melee form. Now, I've been seeing a lot of complaints online from the community about White Fox not being able to heal herself the way other supports can. I don't know why people are saying she can't heal herself, because if you have Tails and you have your E available, all you have to do is hit that, you start healing yourself. I understand that it's wasting Tails. More often than not, you're not going to want to use this ability unless you only have one tail active to begin with. If you're super low and it's like life or death in the fight and you need to waste it, you can pop it, heal for a few seconds, and then, cancel it and get at least most of the first tail back so you can still, have your abilities up. Next thing I want to talk about in her E is how to actually use it. I know a lot of people are recommending the kick into the grab. I personally don't use it this way. People will say it's easier to hit the grab if you kick them first. While that may be the case, I am less likely to use it first. It's more natural for me to go in for the grab, kick, and stun them there. While enemies can move during your grab ability, I do think if you get the hang of it and the feel for kind of how you need to adjust your mouse while you're in that grab, it's fairly easy to hit the grab without kicking. It definitely takes some practice. It's not something you're going to be able to do right away. And it's a very quick, shift. Like, you're not, waiting super long for them to reposition or anything. You want to kind of follow where they're moving while you're in your grab. Next thing I want to talk about is her ultimate, which is pretty good. You get your 900 HP off rip. You can do damage to the enemies around you, and you do healing as well. One thing to note about this ult is it does do two different amounts of healing. Your base healing without damaging enemies is going to be about 85 per second. It's not bad, but it's not really going to do too much in the long run. If you have enemies nearby and you're able to do damage, you do, I believe, about 150 healing per hit there instead of the base 85 that you have if you're not doing any damage. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people say that they think White Fox needs buffs for her ultimate where she can't get stunned. While I agree that the stunning can be an issue in the ultimate, it's kind of just how the ultimate has to be. It would definitely be too overpowered in my opinion if it was completely CC immune as well as getting 900 health. I mean, if you're standing here, you're on critical health, 50 HP or something, and you pop your ult, it's a get out of jail free card. Not only that, you're healing your team, you're doing damage to the enemy, they have to burst you out, and even if they do burst you out, you come out of your ult with full HP again, and teleport if you haven't used it. It's really just, you're not using your teleports properly, and you're not timing the cooldown if you're dying all the time because you're being aggressive, or you're dying out of your ult. You really need to just make sure your TP is up anytime you're going to engage, or is going to be up by the time you need to disengage from your engagement. So basically, you have ult. If you TP and immediately use ult, you're going to have 2 seconds of time before you can TP out of your ult. So there's nothing you can do there. You're going to get burst out if the enemy team's focusing you out. Now, if you're ulting and you use TP in immediately as well, and you get burst out of your ult instantly, there's nothing you can do. You're going to be out of tails, no teleport. The only way you're going to be able to get out is if your team is able to support you well enough to get you out of that situation. The last 2 things I want to mention are, 1, the teleport. You don't have to be far away from someone to teleport. You can be right on them. This will heal you, heal your teammate, and provide that shield. I'll use this if I'm low and don't have my E ability to, you know, get that passive healing. I'll use my TP, heal myself, and heal my teammate, and then I'll usually have either my right click or my E ability still available because teleport doesn't use any tails. I don't know if this is an intended interaction with White Fox's Spectral Surge, but I'm just going to let the clip speak for itself. So, as you can tell, we got Mag coming in here. He's got ult. He's low health. I immediately send my Fox in. Not only does it not get eaten by his ultimate, it kills him in 1 shot. And I don't know why this is. I have 0 clue why this happens. I don't think this is intended, and if it is, it seems a little broken in my opinion. He's at 135 health when this Fox hits him. That is a lot of damage, and it should have been consumed by his ultimate. I'm not sure if it's because there's a splash damage area of effect with the Spectral Surge that does that, but when you think about Iron Man ult, it doesn't work that way either, where it would kill Magneto, so I'm not too sure. Just a little something to think about for you White Fox players. Maybe throw it in until there's, you know, some kind of communication about whether or not that's an intended interaction or not. It may get him out of his ult. In this situation, it killed him, so it did stop his ult. But because of the charm, it may stop his ult in general if it doesn't kill him. Just something to think about. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, anything would be appreciated, and I will be playing more White Fox, hopefully see what else I can do, and I'll be reporting back if there's any good tips, tricks, or, you know, any strategies like this Mag Spectral Surge thing that I found. So feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.